The way that torpedoes are deployed, you can understand it. It's dropped from an airplane, and the torpedo immediately hits the water and goes deep into the water, and it comes back up for its run. So the sense was that if you're going to drop a torpedo in Pearl Harbor, it's immediately going to hit the bottom of the harbor, and it'll be completely worthless.
But on the 11th of November 1940, a daring British bombing raid in Italy would show just how vulnerable Pearl Harbor was to attack.
On that date, the Royal Navy carried out an extraordinarily successful air raid against the Italian anchorage at Taranto, southern Italy. Royal Navy bombers used torpedoes to sink a number of Italian warships.
The attacking Swordfish biplanes launched specially modified torpedoes in very shallow water, shallower than Pearl Harbor. Within 30 minutes, they'd disabled 3 battleships. The US Navy in Washington wanted to know more and received a special report. Recently rediscovered by researchers and never before seen on British television, it showed Pearl Harbor was now at risk of torpedo attack. But this critical information was to stay hidden.
There is absolutely no indication that that map ever went anywhere.
The archives revealed the Taranto report wasn't the only intelligence being ignored.
There's something else that Kimmel should have known about, and that's Duško Popov and his questionnaire.
Dušan Popov, known to Duško as his friends, was a Yugoslav playboy who the Germans thought was a spy for them, but who, unbeknownst to them, was a double agent and had been turned by British intelligence.
Duško Popov. Well, he was the model for James Bond.
Dušan Popov liked women. He liked a lot of women.
British intelligence turned their colorful double agent over to the FBI and its prudish boss, J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover couldn't stand the fact that they had to interact with this guy. The British sent him a double agent who loved 3 ways. He had an enormous libido. That's why he was called Tricycle. Indeed, J. Edgar Hoover wanted to charge him with something called the Mann Act, which is an act against taking a woman across state lines for immoral purposes. In other words, having a girlfriend.
But Popov brought Hoover a vital piece of intelligence. A list of questions drawn up by the Nazis for Tokyo, cleverly concealed in microscopic dots within an official telegram.
It just so happens the Germans were doing a little bit of work for the Japanese. The Japanese had asked the Germans to collect some data. The Americans had the equipment to actually magnify the microdot and to read the questionnaire. And wouldn't you know, the questionnaire included questions about Pearl Harbor.
Tokyo wanted to know about the water depth at Pearl Harbor and whether or not anti-airdrop torpedo nets were in place.
You'd think that alarm bells would start to ring. No. Popov had evidence of Japanese intentions in the very questions he was being asked to answer. But the United States was not in the spy game.